Hello, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to go ahead and get started with lesson 39. So for this lesson, you guys are going to need your science booklets, and you are also going to need a highlighter and your purple, green, and orange colored pencils. Purple, green, and orange. So if you need to put me on pause and go run and grab those, you can go do that now. All right, so again, I'm going to skip over the review from the lesson 38 just because I am on that time crunch of 15 minutes. So let's just go ahead and get started, all right? In today's science lesson, you will learn about characteristics of other classes of arthropods. I want you guys to look at the picture of the spider on page 11 in your booklets. The words at the top of the box tell us that spiders are part of a class of arthropods called arachnids. Let's say the word arachnids together. Arachnids. I want you guys to highlight the word arachnids. Other arachnids are scorpions, ticks, and mites. 4 characteristics of arachnids are listed in your booklet. One characteristic of an arachnid is it has only 2 body segments, a cephalothorax and an abdomen. Let's say the names of the 2 body segments together. Cephalothorax and abdomen. Let's say that again. Cephalothorax and abdomen. Okay. How is this different from an insect? And again, if you ever need to put me on pause and you can talk about that with mom or dad or brother or sister or whoever's there with you. An insect has 3 body segments: head, thorax, and abdomen. Another characteristic of an arachnid is that it has 4 pairs of legs on its cephalothorax. How is this different from an insect? An insect has 3 pairs of legs on its thorax. Another characteristic of an arachnid is that it does not have antennae. How is this different from an insect? An insect has 1 pair of antennae. Another characteristic of an arachnid is that it has pedipalps and fangs. Pedipalps, which often look like another pair of legs, are used for feeding and moving. Fangs, located at the tips of the jaws, are used for defense and can inject poison. The pedipalps and fangs are on the front of the cephalothorax. Arachnids do not have wings. Remember, insects are the only arthropods with wings. Let's label the body segments on the picture of the spider. What are the 2 body segments of an arachnid called? Cephalothorax and abdomen. The front segment of a spider's body is the cephalothorax, and the rear segment of its body is the abdomen. I want you guys to use your purple colored pencil to circle the word cephalothorax and to trace the cephalothorax of the spider. So you go ahead and do that now. Now I'd like for you to use a green colored pencil to circle the word abdomen and to trace the abdomen of the spider. Use a green colored pencil to circle the word abdomen and to trace the abdomen of the spider. You can put me on pause if you need to. How many legs does an arachnid have? It has 4 pairs of legs, which means it has 8 legs. An arachnid's 8 legs are attached to its cephalothorax. I'd like for you to use your orange colored pencil now to circle the words 4 pairs of legs and to trace the 8 legs of the spider. Use your orange colored pencil to circle the words 4 pairs of legs and to trace the 8 legs of the spider. How many antennae does an arachnid have? It's kind of a trick question. None. They do not have any antenna. Okay, so we have learned about characteristics of 2 classes of arthropods, insects and arachnids. Let's learn about characteristics of other classes of arthropods. Now look at the pictures of the centipede and millipede on page 11 in your booklet. A centipede belongs to a class of arthropods called kilopods, and a millipede belongs to a class of arthropods called diplopods. Let's say the words kilopod and diplopod together. Kilopod, diplopod. Both centipedes and millipedes have a head, many body segments, and antennae. How are centipedes and millipedes different? Centipedes have 1 pair of legs on each segment, and millipedes have 2 pairs of legs on each segment. And just a fun little fact, centipedes can have between 14 and 170 pairs of legs and 1 pair of very long antennae. Millipedes can have up to 375 pairs of legs. Okay, so you can do some math. 375 times 2. How many legs is that? A horseshoe crab belongs to a class of arthropods called merostomata. Let's say the word merostomata together. Merostomata. Find the class of arthropods that has many of the same characteristics of merostomata. Which class of arthropods has characteristics most similar to those of merostomata? It's arachnids. Let's compare a horseshoe crab and a spider. How is a horseshoe crab like a spider? They both have a cephalothorax and abdomen. They both have 4 pairs of legs. They have no antenna, and they have pedipalps. So again, remember, you guys can always pause me and discuss these with whoever's there with you. Or just, if you're just on your own, just pause me and kind of talk about it with yourself. How is a horseshoe crab and a spider different? A horseshoe crab has pincers. Arachnids have fangs. A horseshoe crab has a tail. Now look at the pictures of the lobster and the gooseneck barnacle at the bottom of the page. A lobster belongs to a class of arthropods called malacostracans. Let's say the word malacostracans together. Malacostracans. Lots of big words in this lesson. Malacostracans. Other malacostracans are crabs, shrimps, crayfishes, and pill bugs. A barnacle belongs to a class of arthropods called Ceropedia. Let's say the word Ceropedia together. Ceropedia. Barnacles live in salt water and attach themselves to rocks, the bottoms of boats, and to the skin of whales. Animals that are molluscostracans and Ceropedia are part of a group of arthropods called crustaceans. Crustaceans are the only arthropods that have 2 pairs of antennae during at least one part of their life cycle. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson. So let's review what we learned during today's science lesson. So right now, if you'd like to kind of discuss 1 or 2 things that you learned during today's lesson, you can take the time to do that now. I know we learned lots of big words. Okay, let's see if you can identify the vocabulary word for today's lesson. This word is the name of arthropods that have 2 body segments, 4 pairs of legs, fangs, and no antenna. What is it? It's arachnids. Okay, so in our next science lesson, lesson 40, we will learn about classifying animals according to what they eat. And that lesson will be posted this coming Monday. So today is lesson 39 and Monday will be lesson 40, okay? All right, that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you guys. Bye.